flowers in it or something. Not looking for anything in particular. What happened here? Hey, you're in the shop, buddy. You need an oil pan for a 350 marine motor? Got one. So a guy was rolling around Marketplace, just not looking for anything in particular, and well, come across this. Yep, pile of pistons, set of heads, carburetor, and a small block Chevy. So I've been looking for a small block 350 for a long time. They're just not that easy to come by, and when guys do have them for sale, they think they're selling a brick of gold. But you know, I expected, you know, around 500 bucks for a small block 350. This particular one here was on Marketplace for quite a while, and it was listed at 500 bucks. I messaged the gentleman that owned it and didn't hear back. So about a month and a half goes by. I messaged again. I got a reply with he just reduced the price to 300. Perfect. So I quickly e-transferred him the money, and the next day went to go pick it up, and here's what we got. So this is a small block 350, and it is supposed to be a 4-bolt main. We're going to pull the oil pan off it here right shortly and find out if indeed that is the case. And it also came with some extra parts. These heads come off a 350 marine motor. Don't really want those, but the older gentleman basically insisted I take them. Also, these are the pistons out of said marine motor. Again, I don't really need them, but he wanted to get rid of them. And he seemed like a very nice gentleman, a Corvette guy, in fact. Talked to him for about an hour after we got this thing here loaded, talking about cars, which is pretty cool. The other thing he wanted to get rid of was he had some books, small block Chevy, some Haynes books on Camaros, some on diesel. Just he was cleaning this stuff out, so he doesn't want it anymore. He doesn't have any use for it anymore. Also gave me a complete gasket set for this 350. You know, can't complain. Oh, anybody need an oil pan for a 350 marine motor? Got one. Yeah, it's, if not, it's gonna go where I'll put some flowers in it or something. But today's job, after that big long explanation, I apologize. Today's job is gonna be finding out if we got a 4-bolt main, pulling the pistons out of this thing, and getting it clean. Then talked to my buddy over at Fat Guy Racing, Mike Lewis. He recommended a local guy to have this thing bored out. That's if indeed it is fit to be bored out. Hopefully it is. And again, I'm not quite sure where we're going with this. I want to get it cleaned up, get some suggestions from you guys as to what we should do with it. Whether it's 30 over, 60 over, you know, camshafts, things of that nature. I'm not an engine builder. Let's get that straight out of the gate here. I am not an engine builder. But we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. All right, let's see if we can... Oh, here we go. We are about to find out whether we got a 4-bolt main. Oof, well, we're a little dirty there. Or not. Oh, and looky there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we did all right. Well, the older gentleman was not kidding. It is a 350 4-bolt main. I also ran the numbers on the block. It's a mid-80s 350, so 4-bolt. It's exactly what I wanted. Next job, yeah, we're going to get the oil pump removed. Then we're going to get the pistons out. Bearing stayed on the crankshaft. Look and see what we got here. Well, it is certainly not new. We'll pop the piston out the bottom here and we'll see what it looks like. Well, the rings are pretty much seized in this side here. Other than that, the piston looks like it's in pretty good shape. Again, I believe they're stock, but I have no idea. We're going to get the rest of these here out, and then we'll see where we're at. We got the pistons out. They don't look too bad. I'll show you all of them in a little bit here. They're all out. Pretty easy to get out. A little tricky getting the caps off, but once you got that figured out, it's not too bad at all. But as soon as I get the crank out, we're going to flip this over and get a look at the cylinder walls and see how they look. They don't look bad from here, but who knows? We'll get them turned over. But up next, we're going to take the crank out. I'm not beating the snot out of it, I'm just breaking them loose. Okay. Okay, well, that should be it. It's not it. There's more here. Well, considering I've never done that before, that was not bad at all. Got the crank out, we got the pistons out. A little bit of rust here. I feel a little bit of a ridge right here. They're not too bad though. That one's not bad at all. A little bit of rust on the cylinder walls. No lip on there. None. And none. So only a couple got a little bit of a lip on them. But last thing we got to do is get that thing outside and get it pressure washed. So I'm not working in the grease anymore. Let's get to it. think I got more water on me than I did the block, but it came pretty clean. The cylinder's got some scratches in them. I'm assuming the machining can take care of that, but I don't want them to rust any more than what they already are, so we're gonna have to put something on it. What do we got here? Looks like we got some crown rust protection. We're gonna put that on the cylinder walls just so they don't rust any further than what they are. They are dirty, that's for sure. Let it dry as best it can, then I'm going to come back out with a wire wheel and I'm going to get rid of the rest of the paint. Try and clean it up as best I can. And make a couple of calls to some machine shops and see what it's going to cost to get this thing bored out. And I'm undecided. 30 over, 60 over, I'm not sure. But it's going to need some work. Let's just put it that way. Well, good morning. It is the next day. Today's project, which you're going to see on a future video, is the easiest way to clean your lifter bores. Give you a peek there. Look at this one over here. These ones here were these ones here were the same way. So the easiest way to clean those without scoring the bore itself, I'll explain it all in a future video, but I did a lot of searching on the internet on how to do it. All I want to do is clean them because it's surface rust, and found a pretty good method. But that brings me to the rest of this video, which I'm not going to leave you without any racing. So as you know, we're friends with the O'Learys. They got a multitude of race cars over there, and Tate's been running our in-car camera. Turned out to be somewhat of an expensive venture, but I'm not complaining because he gives us some great footage. This past week, Tate took his sprint car down to Kankakee Speedway. Am I saying that right? Kankakee Speedway? Somebody can correct me down below. I really don't know how to say it, but that's where he went for the non-wing division down there, and he was racing. So I gave him my GoPro to put on his car while he was down there. Let me back this up just a little bit. So the first time I put a camera on Tate's car, he brought it back like this. I mean, that's just the lens off the GoPro. No big deal. It happens. So I thought, I'm going to get smart, which is rare for me. I'm going to buy the protective case. Now, it's my fault for not buying a protective case in the first place. Nevertheless, I bought a protective case, put the GoPro in the protective case, and sent Tate on down to Kankakee Speedway to get some great in-car footage, because obviously I didn't go there. So here is what he brought back. That protective case I told you about, didn't matter. The lens on the camera, didn't matter. It's all good. It's a price you do in business, and you gotta do what you gotta do to get the shot, and I wanted the shot. However, this damage occurred during hot laps. So we don't have any racing. But we do have hot laps, and I'm gonna give that to you now, and a little bit of video from in the pits. And that's how we're going to close out today's video. So I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you all for subscribing to our channel. And we got merch at johnsonsgarage.ca. Go on down there and find yourself a shirt, sticker. I'm not sure what else. We got some new shirts in too. There'll be more on that in a future video. But go on down there and get yourself some merch. That helps us out a lot. Until the next one, we'll see you at the track. Later.